Company is about educating people on drinking whiskey, whether it's Scotch, Irish, bourbon, rye, Taiwanese, Japanese. A couple questions that people always ask are, is Jack Daniel's bourbon? And is bourbon whiskey? So answers to those questions and a lot more. So what makes us unique is that I think we're the only ones that go across the board for all different types of whiskeys. So for instance, a lot of the distilleries will have their representatives come to bars and restaurants and they will talk about their product. But there's not a company out there that talks about all the products. So instead of just being confined to one distillery with that knowledge, our company knows a lot about all the distilleries. So our whiskeys come from a nationwide hunt. We go and track them down. We go to many different liquor stores, sometimes 30 or 40 in just a couple day period, to try to find what they call allocated bottles, such as this one right here. This is a highly allocated bottle. For instance, for a liquor store to get this bottle, they have to buy cases and cases of a very low-end product. For instance, Rain Vodka, 7X Platinum, Fireball. Once they buy their allotted cases, which can be 100 or 200 cases, they're afforded the opportunity of a few bottles of this Pappy Van Winkle. This is actually the Van Winkle Special Reserve, 12-year, Lot B, and this currently goes for $600, $650. So to get a bottle of this, the liquor stores have to buy all that other stuff. So then I go in and I offer something that I have in trade, or I buy a few bottles off of them and maybe get a discount on the bottle. So somebody new to whiskey, how should they taste it? That's a great question. So a lot of people like to add water to theirs. A lot of people like to add ice to theirs. Some people drink it what they call neat, which means poured straight out of the bottle. My suggestion is for anybody that's new trying to taste this is try it neat, because all these different whiskeys, the master distiller goes through a long process and many years of perfecting what he wants in the bottle. Once he's done that, you're now tasting the love and care that he has put into it for 10, 12, 20, sometimes 22, 25 years. So always try it neat. If you don't like it, add a little water, opens it up. Sometimes it gets some different flavors. And maybe if you like it cold, add an ice cube. At a tasting, we go through everything from identifying the color. So we teach you what the color tells you about the whiskey. Then we also teach you about flavoring and what the flavoring does. So maybe you're tasting a whiskey and somebody says, I taste caramel. And the person sitting next to you says, I don't understand how you taste caramel, but I like it. So we start with a base of 4 or 5 different flavors, and we work our way out from that base so you can identify flavors such as cedar, toasted oak, orange, lemon, licorice, things like that. From that point, we then tell you a little bit about, for instance, with a bourbon tasting, what it is and what the requirements are for it to be called a bourbon. After we do that, we teach you how to read the label. For instance, this one says single barrel, sour mash. So that will tell you something about the bourbon. We give you what we call a little bourbon Bible, and we teach you about the label and what it means. After that, we actually go to the tasting. So there's the nose or the aroma, the mouthfeel, the taste, and then the finish. So we talk about all of that. We explain it all to you so that you're a lot more educated as to what you're drinking, so that maybe when you're in the store and you see a $200 bottle, maybe it's time to buy it for a special occasion because you know you'll like it. Barrel Proof Tasting! Woohoo!